Oh, it is? Is it more? It's more. Hi guys, and welcome back to Archie Hamilton Racing and to another video where today we've been waiting for this one, haven't we? Let's be honest, it has caused an absolute stir, this car, because what we have directly behind me is my all-new 2022 Audi Rs3. I am absolutely loving it. What an awesome bit of kit it is. I picked it up roughly 2 weeks ago and it's a game changer. That car is a game changer in so many different ways, and one of the ways is its speed. Recently I put this up against the all-new Audi RS6 Avant on a drag race and it annihilated it. It didn't just win, it won by miles, and a lot of people in the comments were saying, oh my good god, that car is tuned, it's this, it's that. This car is completely stock, and what I'm doing today is I've just arrived at a certain destination. I've arrived at DMS Automotive because I've put my cars on dynos here before, and today we are putting this car on the dyno so you guys know the true power of the all-new RS3, because it made the new RS6 look kind of slow. But let's not take anything away from the RS6, it's still an amazing car, but this, the speed, it is no joke. And where this speed came from, not only was it on the launch control and how impressive that launch control was, but it was on the rolling start as well, and that is where it pulled away from the RS6. It's an unreal bit of kit, and I can't wait today to put this on the dyno to actually see what it's delivering. Is it doing the stock figures which Audi say this car has, or have they underplayed it and is it more than what it is? Roughly 400 brake, a little bit more, but is it doing the power that they say? These guys are the best in the business, and we're going to find out a lot more on this side today, and I cannot wait. We've got an M2 competition. We have Mr. Rob's M5. Rob, how are we?
Oh, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Love the new car.
You love it?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Do you love the speed of it?
Yeah, I would have bet £1,000 that it was going to beat the RS6.
You would have thought that that was going to beat the RS6?
Yeah, up to 120.
Really?
120 upwards, the RS6 will take it.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't rate the RS6, do you, in terms of speed?
Standard RS6 is dog slow, man, so...
It's not slow. Well, yeah.
A standard RS6, you might as well just get a 3 litre diesel.
Yeah, people have been saying that.
RS6, really fast.
Yeah.
Standard RS6, standard this, I would say up to 115, 120 mile an hour, that'll take it.
But do you think the technology, the modern launch control and everything helps this car? Do you think it's changed?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the game's gone on again.
Yeah, they know that if they put the launch too aggressive on the RS6, it's going to damage the gearbox.
Ah.
Whereas this, I think, you know, at the end of the day, this is going to slip the front wheels a little bit, whereas the RS6 has... The RS6's weight has the whole engine in front of the front axle, so it has so much weight on the front wheels, it has to be careful how it's launched.
Okay.
So the launch on this will be a lot more aggressive.
Guys, before we go in and put this RS3 on the dyno, this video has kindly been sponsored by Car Vertical. Car Vertical is what you need. Our worst nightmare is getting a car, finding out it's got a mileage discrepancy, it's been damaged, it's got a history you're not too sure about. And what you need to do is go to Car Vertical and you can search your car's history on there. You just type in the registration number and then it will bring up absolutely everything about the car. The countries that it's been in, the mileage, and if it has been in an accident, it will bring up all of the photos. Check out this Audi RS3, which is currently on the screen now. You can see it has the photos of the damage. It's in a really, really bad way. But if you were going to go buy that car and you didn't know, well, it's a bit of a problem, isn't it? Let's be honest. But with Car Vertical, you just put in your registration number and away you go. So those guys are long partners of the channel, and I love giving you guys a discount code as well. So what you need to do is click the link in the description and in the pinned comment, and then you can get started with them. Anyway, it is time. Let's go. And then can I film the RSQ8?
Yeah, that's brand new.
We have an RSQ8 brand new. What are you doing to this, Rob?
Tuning, this is brand new, and we're doing downpipes with catted downpipes. Customer hasn't even taken delivery of this car yet. It was straight from the dealer to here. As you know, the new 2022 cars are mostly locked, so we code a brand new ECU to the car and then program a new ECU, the original ECU the original locked ECU can be returned and put in at any time. For sure your car will be locked in one way, but there will be a solution on how to get through it.
Really? So we will be able to tune it at some point?
At some point.
But not yet?
Not today, or not just yet, but all of these locked ECUs we're finding ways around. I mean, the M2 competition, there's 70 reg out there.
Yeah.
They were locked, and we were doing them within about 2 weeks of having locked ECUs.
RS3 tune, Rob, is going to beat everything.
It will, it'll beat everything.
It will, it will. And then we have the Ferrari, which I love filming whenever I come here. It's stunning. Okay, it is nearly time. We've got the car on the dyno. This is the moment of truth. This is the moment of truth. We're not going yet. Are we going yet, Rob? Not going just yet? Oh, you're setting it up. Well, you're setting it up. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what it's going to produce. 410, 420, 430, 450. I don't know. Rob, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Come on, mate. I'm interested. Go on then. Is that it, Rob? That's it. Oh, so cool seeing your car on the dyno, especially this one. I've been waiting for this for ages, just to see what it did. But we'll get like we'll show you the screen, we'll show you the graph, and then we'll be able to know exactly what. Was it impressive or not?
Yeah.
Oh, it was impressive.
No, it is impressive.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Is it more? It's more. Right. Rob, how much do they stock?
Audi is quoting on their website 400 horsepower from 5,600 RPM to 7,000 RPM. So the power curve is about right. So 5,600 is pretty flat. Ignore the slightly wiggly line, is the very aggressive four-wheel drive system on here.
Yeah.
I was going to run it on the link dyno next. The link dyno here, which is mechanically linked, you will have a completely smooth line, but when you're measuring coast down losses, a lot of these cars have a very much, like when you lift off, the car still wants to go.
Oh, okay.
So we know that we've run the previous model on here, so we'll be able to do a comparison, like for like a 2020 with an OPF and this new 8Y model. So just as they quote, it's got a very wide spread of peak power. Torque, we're looking 500 Newton meters from 2250 to 5600 RPM. So we're starting to run a more like 2,500 RPM, but the torque is flat. It's a very flat torque curve all the way, what they say, in 5600, and that's exactly where it tails off. So the power delivery is just right. We have got 540 Newton meters and nearest damn it 420 horsepower. So we're 20 horsepower, 40 Newton meters up on what's quoted, which makes sense.
Does it make sense to the RS6 race?
Yeah, if it's 400, it's going to be a very healthy 400.
Right.
Yeah, it's not going to be, yeah, some Audis previously in older generations, R8s and such, have been a bit off, a bit lower. I knew this was going to be at least 400. It's not going to be 375 or something.
No, like no. But does it make sense that this beat an RS6 with what you can see on?
I think for launch, 100%. Yeah, these can launch a lot harder than RS6.
Yeah.
So you look at the weight of this engine, and the engine is just in front of the axle.
Yeah.
Open your RS6 bonnet. If you look at the front axle line, or center of the wheel, the whole engine is forward of there. So you have a lot of weight over the front. So they can't put too much power on launch, or it's going to damage the drivetrain, like damage the transfer box or the gearbox.
Okay.
This will ultimately, I haven't tried it on a launch, but you have, they'll have a little bit of front wheel slip. So the front wheels will slip a bit as the car goes. It's harder to get the RS6 to it because you have so much weight leverage on the front of the car. So the launch on this is going to be a lot more aggressive than an RS6.
It is aggressive.
Plus, you're 0 to 20 miles an hour, getting the car off the line. The RS6 is a lot heavier car to actually get it. You imagine, put both cars in neutral, put them in the car park. Once you're rolling, not much difference. That initial launch, so the fact that it's got a harder launch, you should look at your 0 to 30 miles an hour. I think you're getting probably close to half a second quicker on this. 0 to 30, this is going to kill the thing. Above 120, I think the RS6 is going to be gone. So if you started the roll race at, say, 70, 80 mile an hour, my money would be on the RS6.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely, but we started that rolling race at 30, and then it gradually, with this being lighter, it sort of just. But if you
higher speed, RS6 is going to go. But
higher speed. But this,
Be honest, How often are we doing, wherever legal to do so, whatever? Hardly anyone wants to go. What's the time from 100 to 150 miles an hour? When are you going to do that?
No, I know. Well, you're not.
This suits British roads perfectly.
Yeah.
That nothing's going to keep with that.
And tuned, what do you think?
Listen, maybe 992 Turbo S or whatever. But generally, as an everyday car, tuned. It's the same DNW engine code, so probably similar specs.
500 brake?
I don't think 500 brake on software only, but probably maybe 480. We'll have to take a look at the logs that we've taken, see what boost it's running and such. But there's definitely some good headroom, but it's a lot stronger than a last gen OPF model. A lot stronger.
Interesting.
And I think the cooling is a lot more efficient because that was our base run, and the second run there was very, very little in the way of heat soak. So that generally, if you're looking at a previous OPF model, heat soak will be a couple of runs, you'll get your power's going to start dropping off. So this is more efficient. I think it's a stunning car anyway. Regardless of the power, I think you've made a great choice.
I appreciate that, and it's impressed you.
Yeah, it's an impressive car. And a hell of a lot more fun. I do like the RS6. I'm not bashing RS6, I'm a fan of it, but if you want to go and have a drive in a car for fun, then this...
They're so fun.
If this is tuned, I think there's not much going to beat it.
No, I don't.
Who does these really high-speed runs anymore?
I know.
But that will tell you the fact that you've got a lot of power from 5,000 RPM, you're already over 360, which if you think about it is 8V Gen 1 was 367 horsepower. Flat out, red line, flat out, it's there. So you've got the power of there, 5,000 RPM with another 2,000 RPM to go. That's a really solid. Now in the USA they quite often talk about the power under the curve. So if you've got a normally aspirated engine, there's a straight line, more or less 45 degrees, and your peak power, okay, I've got 500 okay, look at this M392. We've got 414 horsepower at 8,200 RPM. So, but you've only got that horsepower for about 200 RPM. So if you're at 6,000 RPM in that, and 6,000 RPM in there, this will kill it. Yeah, this will kill it anyway, whatever. But what I'm saying is, this has got a lot of power over a very high power, a good spread of power. So the fact is, you change gear, you're over 400 horsepower. You change gear, you're still going to be over 400 horsepower in the next. So coming from third gear to fourth gear, 420 horsepower, change gear, still over 400. And then so you're not dropping down to 350 horsepower. The RS6 curve is very much more of a linear curve, which means, okay, you've got 600 horsepower, you've got 600 horsepower, you change gear, it's dropping down to say 500, 520 horse. So then your power, as soon as you take that next gear, your power to weight advantage is in this car. So you can't compare power to weight and power to weight at one static peak RPM. It doesn't make sense. You're not driving down with a CVT gearbox with both cars at 7,000 RPM. So when you change gear, that's when all these variables, and as soon as peak power, I think this probably really jumps on the first couple of gears anyway.
Yeah.
But regardless of that, as soon as you pull second to third or third to fourth, the next gear, the power to weight, which you were saying a lot of people mentioned with you, is the power to weight is then in this favour. Once you get to the very peak, both at 7,000 RPM, that that precise moment in time, yes, for a split second, the Rs3 is going to have the advantage. Where the Rs3 is really going to have it is, once, if you think about it, 200 kilometers an hour, so 120 miles an hour is where aerodynamics really kicks in, and you've got to force your car through there. So the additional 200 horsepower of an Rs6 will help, and aerodynamics costs more power than weight does at that point. So 120 upwards, I would have said the thing. If you would have asked me to guess, you already told me this was quick.
Yeah.
So if you asked me to guess before the race, I'd have put £1,000 on this winning up to 120.
Rob's just been taking the car out. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Good?
Yeah, it's quick.
It's good, isn't it? So there we go, it is time for me to head on my way, and as expected the car delivered more power than we thought. But interesting chat, I love hearing Rob's thoughts to everything, really knowledgeable, knows it all in this game, and yeah, it lived up to its expectations in terms of why is the thing so flipping fast. And yeah, it's mega, it's fast, it's comfortable, it's good on fuel, it's everything. And yeah, wait till you see what's coming up next with the drag races, because you've got more drag races to come, that is for sure, and lots of content to come up with it. I can't wait for you guys to see a lot more coming up with my Rs3 and what we have planned. Mods galore, we're going to tune it at some point, we're going to do loads of things, and it's really a car it's not going to say stop for long, and I want to go to town on it, and that tuned in drag races is going to beat so many cars, so many more cars. So anyway, make sure you check out DMS Automotive. I'll leave all their details down below. A massive thanks to them for allowing the car in the dyno today. And if you want your cars tuned, exhaust, whatever, get in touch with them. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Let's see what race.